What's up? Welcome to your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Monday. Let's kick the week off right. Right? Yes. February 12th, 2024, 2/12/2024. Folks, you got to check out the video vault. If you're into recruiting, if you like watching players, if you're into the transfer portal guys that are coming into the Buckeyes, this is all Ohio State videos in the video vault. Go to thebuckeyecast.com, click on video vault at the top of the screen, get in there, check it out. You got a free 3-day trial. After that, decide if you want to sign up or not. But we have over 30 videos of the 2025 offers. We also have all the commit videos in there. It's basically their recruiting highlights, and we have some other special videos in there too. But there's no ads. Like if you watch their highlight videos on YouTube or Huddle, they're full of ads, right? This is ad free, and it's all Buckeye recruits. So check it out, thebuckeyecast.com. Check out the video vault and give the trial a chance, see what you think. And I'm going to be continually adding new content there every day virtually, at least weekly, but most likely every other day, something like that. But check it out. All right, today we're talking about Chip Kelly. Yep, I know we talked about him on Friday's live show and the breaking news and all that. So what does he bring to the Buckeye offense? Now, this is the Ohio State offense as a foundation, Ryan Day's offense, but Chip Kelly is going to be bringing his own wrinkles, his own perspective, and a lot of it's run game focused, I would imagine. But don't forget, he's the one that taught Ryan Day offensive football. So let's talk about it. What Chip Kelly brings, Chili Kelly. Let's call him Chili. Can we call him Chili? I like that. Chili with beans. Anyways, Chip was hired Friday by Ryan Day officially and Ohio State. So the Buckeyes land a current Big Ten head coach as their offensive coordinator. Can't say that very often. Not too many schools can. But that's big boy football, right? So Day said last Wednesday, before the hiring, that in regards to Bill O'Brien, he said, we were expecting a fastball. We got a curveball. But we weren't just going to make this decision and say, well, we're just going to go in this direction now and throw somebody into that role. It has to be the right person. And I felt like after spending a bunch of time on it, Bill O'Brien was that right guy for that right spot at the time. If something were to change, then we'd have to adjust from there. Hence, Friday, pivot, adjust. Chip Kelly's your guy. So the Buckeyes already appeared to have that succession plan in place. If Bill O'Brien were to take another job, maybe the Boston College job. So looked like Chip Kelly was ready and locked and loaded. So he's got a 3-year deal, which is good. We like to have consistent coaching. We don't want to get into the defensive issues we've had for the previous years up until Jim Knowles came in. But Chip Kelly, Ryan Day, they go way back, as most people know. But Kelly was University of New Hampshire's offensive coordinator while Ryan Day was the quarterback from 1998 to 2001. Then Day started immediately after his college career as a coach under Chip Kelly at UNH as a tight ends coach in 2002. Day was Chip's quarterback coach in 2015 when Chip was head coach of the Eagles. Then Kelly brought Ryan Day with him to San Francisco to be the QB coach there. Then the following year, Chip gets fired and Ryan Day comes in, joins the Buckeyes. In the last 6 years, Chip Kelly finished 35-34 as UCLA's head coach. He posted 8 or more wins in each of his last 3 seasons. So doing, I don't know how he got that team to win. They're garbage. UCLA is garbage. And a lot of it is Chip's lack of recruiting. I'll listen to that argument for sure. But with Chip, coming to Ohio State, he joins a staff that already has Justin Fry, who was his O-line coach. And Justin Fry was with Chip Kelly for 4 years at UCLA before he came on board in 2022. So the profile of what Ryan Day was looking for with Bill O'Brien or whoever, don't put a name to it, just the profile he was looking for was an NFL head coaching experience on their resume, top offensive play caller in the sport, and they have that respect of Ryan Day that they can push back against him or suggest other things, be another adult in the room. So both guys liked the job as coordinator for Ohio State, and they thought it was worth taking. So I think that says something that Bob and Chip were both willing to come to Ohio State as an offensive coordinator. There isn't a huge difference between Chip and Bob in offensive philosophy. Kelly might lean more toward the run game and creativity in that regard than Bill O'Brien, but we know Chip Kelly had some issues as a recruiter and program builder at UCLA, but he can put together a high-powered offense and call a game, right? So Chip Kelly can teach an offensive system to the quarterback. The details of passing technique and things like that, Chip doesn't really have to do, even though he does have quarterbacks coach in his title. I know that. But you got Ryan Day and then longtime veteran analyst Todd Fitch. Those two can work on any technique issues as far as mechanics of quarterbacking, So Chip's not really going to have to do that. But Chip Kelly, I mean, let's go back in his resume here. He called plays for an Oregon team that ranked top 5 in total offense and scoring from 2010 to 2012. He used an up-tempo and zone read rushing attack. His first 2 Oregon teams as head coach in 2009, 2010 were ranked 4th nationally in yards per carry. Again, they're not getting big slobs up in Oregon or UCLA. You're not getting big dudes like you do in the Midwest as far as offensive linemen go. But Chip Kelly's last 2 years in Oregon, they led the nation. All those 4 teams, they averaged 6 yards per carry, over 2,500 carries. Yeah, Ohio State hasn't averaged 6 yards per carry since 2013 with Carlos Hyde, Braxton, Jordan Hall. Chip Kelly can enhance what is already a loaded 2024 rushing attack for the Buckeyes. But don't call those Oregon teams under Chip Kelly finesse teams. I wouldn't say that either. Those offenses thrived on inside zone runs and attacking downhill. Ohio State needed some new ideas on how to maximize both Henderson and Judkins. Chip Kelly can do that. He's done that. In his second year as OC in Oregon, Jeremiah Johnson and LeGarrette Blount both went over 1,000 yards and averaged more than 7 yards per carry. 7. Even in years where he used a lead back, Chip Kelly split carries with the next running back behind him. In 2011, remember LaMichael James? Stud. He went for 1,800 yards, but behind him was Kenyon Barner. Yeah, he went for almost 1,000. So 939 rushing. So your backup is almost hitting 1,000. So in 2015 with the Eagles, Kelly was going to use DeMarco Murray, you remember him, and Ryan Matthews as a deadly backfield combination, but injuries got in the way of that plan, and then so did firing. That didn't go well. But anyways, playing both Henderson and Judkins together can be difficult to come up with a good scheme, but Chip Kelly has sometimes played 2-back sets. It seems like he has to try to mix that in occasionally, right? Especially with guys of this caliber. You remember Dorian Thompson-Robinson? He rushed for more than 1,500 yards in his last 3 years at UCLA. He was more of a true dual threat, though. So Kelly's offenses have adapted over time. He's kind of phased out some of the zone read concepts, and used more misdirection. Ryan Day has used misdirection very well in the past, so look for that to be reintroduced to the offense. And I don't think this offense is going to be run focused just because Chip Kelly's on board, but he can use his creativity to add to the offense along with Justin Fry and get some more consistency in the ground game. That's really what we need is freaking consistency, right? So I think that combination of Fry and Kelly, Ryan Day, kind of an all-star team of coaches. Hey, don't forget Tony Alford. He's no slouch. Hey, he's no slouch, man. So one last bit on UCLA. I know that Chip didn't have a great record there, but again, they have major athletic department issues as far as funding and financing a program. Forget NIL. They just can't get freaking money in the door to the university, to the athletic department. So Martin Jarmon is one of Gene Smith's former assistants. He's out there now, UCLA, and he wasn't getting along with Chip Kelly. Chip probably was pissed that Jarmon wasn't bringing in any cash flow to the program. So that things kind of, just broke down from there. But I will say UCLA's yards per rush attempt and rushing yards per game were surprisingly good. I know when you think UCLA, you think garbage, middle of the road. But in 2022, they were first in the country, averaging 6 yards per carry. Last year, they were 44th at 4.5 yards per carry, but that was ahead of Ohio State. Rushing yards per game in 2022, they were 5th in the country, 240 yards rushing per game. And last year they were 30th, 181. But when I dug into their run blocking grades for their O linemen, and this is where the problem lies. His O line is trash at UCLA. The center is the highest graded run blocker at 74.9. Their tackle is a 68.5. Remember, a 60 is just doing your job. And then they got a guard that's a 61.6. Got another tackle that's a 53.1. These are starters, by the way. Another guard is a 70.5, so solid there. But and then their tight ends are decent blockers. So that's the problem is he could not develop O lineman here, or he just had garbage to work with. None of these guys, Duke Clemens, Garrett DiGiorgio, is that like that Chicago style pizza? DiGiorno? Anyway, Josh Carlin, Bruno Fina, Spencer Holstead. That's his O line. That's your starting O line. I've never heard of any of these guys. They can't possibly be over a 3-star, any of them, in recruiting. So anyways, that's all I got for you today. Chipper coming in, running the ground game, getting it moving. And it's going to be interesting to see how him and Justin Fry work together to get this consistency going in the rushing attack. And love to see a 2-back set. Hey, who doesn't like a set of 2, right? Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.